Today on Suncoast View, the Suncoast may have many retirees, but what age group decides our elections? The studies might surprise you. We'll discuss.
We love it when our local celebrities get national attention. We'll tell you about a few Suncoast stars on national TV.
And we are not the only ones who sometimes get stressed. Our pets need a little help calming down. We'll get some tips on curbing canine anxiety. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. I'm still kind of feeling the pump of BTS on Good Morning America. They really got it going there.
They did.
Yes.
They're a pretty big band.
Yeah.
That boy group is a big group.
I know it. Well, we have our own group. We want to welcome two of our guest hosts. We have Summer Dawn Wallace and Brendan Reagan, the co-artistic directors of Urbanite Theater.
Thanks. No song and dance today from us, but we will do our best. Yeah.
You know what? We are just as excited that you're here as they were excited that BTS was on Good Morning America.
Yes.
Good. Great.
Yes.
So
So
we
it's
know
going to
this
be
will
great.
be very intellectual.
Yes.
Again, we'll do our best. Yeah.
Well, your theater makes me think, so I'm
Yeah.
ready to do some thinking
It's
here
true.
today.
Yeah.
You're programming there, and I love that the two of you are really kind of examples of what everyone hopes happens here at the Suncoast. You know, you were graduates of the Oslo Conservatory, and you as talented as you are, you could go anywhere, and you stayed in the community, and you started a theater, and you've continued to make job opportunities and artistic opportunities for other people.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have stayed if Sarasota wasn't such a special community. We saw such potential here. It's a wonderful arts culture, and it seemed kind of crazy not to. So I think more and more artists will be doing the same.
And there was such a void because we didn't have cutting edge theater like this.
Yeah.
So you're filling a spot that we really needed somebody to step in and take care
And
of.
we always say that the bigger theaters, these theaters have been around for a long time. They carved our niche for us. They do what they do so beautifully. Without them, we probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, I love the synergy of our artistic community is really incredible. We're going to talk to you a little bit more later on to learn about what is coming up at Urbanite Theater.
Yeah.
But it isn't just the performing arts. The fine arts are being celebrated here on the
Oh,
Suncoast and by our very own Linda Carson. Linda, I saw on
fine
Facebook. Yes. Tell us what you did last night.
Oh, it was great. I went to the Florida Association of Women Lawyers painting class. These ladies are awesome. They are very great attorneys and judges, and they are very dedicated and focused on helping other people. But last night they let their hair down and just painted. And my daughter is an attorney, and she's a member, so she invited me. And it's really fun when you're sitting next to people. That's my daughter, Kathy. She's probably a little embarrassed by me all the time, but you can see my pictures better than
Your
her
picture's fantastic. I got to say, I noticed that last night.
Rosie the Riveter,
Yeah.
because she represents a very strong, powerful woman who stepped in and did a job that had to be done and did it well.
Yeah.
So that's what we were aiming at. We're better at doing that job, I think, than drawing a picture of it.
Well, I thought you did a beautiful job, and I like the idea that the group of lawyers, they can get together in another setting. You know, like when you're doing a painting class or playing cards or anything where your brain is busy doing another activity, the best conversation happens.
Yes.
So they were probably doing more creative networking there than they would have if they sat in a boardroom.
Because these ladies are all so focused on their job and so dedicated to their job. And now you're sitting here saying, should I make her scarf red with polka dots? And these become very big decisions.
Yes, well, great work, Linda. I was very impressed by your
I was very
artistic
impressed
ability.
by the people around me. For once, I was quiet because I was listening to them because they were all smarter than I was.
Oh, no, smarts are in all different way. I think you're one of the smartest people I know. Well, you're also smart
the
enough.
oldest.
Yes, well, you're great in the kitchen as well, and it's a good thing because today we have one of our good friends in the Rice's Appliance Kitchen. We have Allison from Peak Performance Catering. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good morning.
What are we making today?
Well, you know, everybody likes spaghetti and meatballs, right? So I'm going to show you the healthy version of it. Still delicious and very fulfilling, but we're doing turkey meatballs, and we're going to do spaghetti squash. So it's a little twist on, and a fresh pomodoro sauce.
I love it.
Less
We can
quick and
still
easy.
enjoy
Sounds
the
delicious.
flavor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Full of flavor and not all the fat.
I
So,
love it. I love it. As
Yeah.
long as we keep the flavor, which I know you do. And this is a busy time for you, I'm sure, because all the rowers are coming back in town and they're rowing, and then you feed the athletes. So if the athletes can eat Allison's food, we're lucky to have it.
Yeah.
Yes, this is pre-race food. For
Oh, great.
sure.
All right. I don't know if we're going to race, but we will certainly eat the food.
try.
All right. We can't wait to join you later on. Well, while we have Brendan and Summer Dawn here, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about if you saw the Herald Tribune recently, Jay Handelman wrote an article about you all made a change in your upcoming season based on the community's feedback. Tell us about the show that you were planning to do.
The show's called Angel. It's by a playwright named Henry Naylor. We have produced one of his plays before.
Which is, I think, the pictures we're looking at from last
Right,
season.
this
of
was
From
called
Echoes.
Echoes,
Okay.
right. And Henry tends to weave the Middle East into his storytelling in some way. Angel was going to be about a Kurdish female soldier in the Middle East. She's 19 years old. When we started to engage Middle Eastern theater artists on this show, we started receiving feedback from them about the way that Syrians were being represented in the show. And I think as theater artists, we have this really wonderful privilege to add to discourse politically or socially in a way that most people don't. Our stories tend to get amplified, and we can add to the discussion. So Summer and I, when we started getting some of this feedback, we asked ourselves, are we representing the community portrayed in the play in a good way or a potentially harmful way? Now, there's nothing racist or there's nothing untoward about this play at all, but what we were hearing was it wasn't as accurate as we were led to believe and as that we were thinking. So we decided to be proactive. We didn't want to work on it anymore. We didn't want to potentially mislead anyone. Just removed it from our season, and we'll replace it with something great.
That's really brave, I have
Yeah.
to say, because I think, and Summer, to change a show that you have already planned and scheduled and are working on at this point in the season, help us understand how that's going to inconvenience you a little.
It's a hard choice because we'd already had a design team working on the project. We were in the middle of casting and sponsors for the show and so forth. And so pulling a show from your season when you've also publicized it and are selling tickets for it, it was not an easy decision to make. But we thought at the end of the day, if we might misrepresent a community, that we needed to listen. And in the end, the response that we've gotten from the theater community as a whole has been really wonderful. And so that makes us feel like we made the right choice.
That's great. I
That's
give you so much
shockingly
credit.
responsible.
Well, we always talk about wanting our political leaders to listen to the voice of the opposition or the
Yeah.
minority party, to have empathy, to admit when they could do something better.
Yes.
And we thought, this is a perfect opportunity to do exactly that. Doesn't
great.
matter who your political affiliation is,
Yes.
you always want to be listened to. So we thought this was our chance to do that.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful, and good for you, because a lot of people could have just pushed back against any criticism, and instead you listened to it, and you made a
Yes.
change. But hats off. Like Linda said, shockingly responsive. You've inspired me. All right.
Thank you.
Well, it is time for our first hot topic, and the Suncoast, of course, can be known as a retirement haven, with a majority of residents over the age of 60. However, political analysts now say it will be the younger residents who will likely decide winners in the upcoming November midterm election. Former USF professor Susan McManus says 46% of voters for the August primary were under the age of 49. McManus also says younger voters tend to be more ethnically diverse and also without party affiliation, making them an ideal target for all candidates. It is believed the governor's race will drive younger voters to the polls. October 6th is the last day to register to vote for the November 6th general election. Are you surprised by this?
I am shocked because I read just the opposite, that most of the voters who turned out were over 50. And that the younger voters just didn't turn out as much. Now, maybe for a general election, yes. For the big one, yes. But that really surprised me. All the people my age, go out and vote. Don't let them take
And
over.
always have, traditionally.
Yeah.
You know, so moving this demographic
Yes.
is big.
I think that's probably the reason that they're saying that they're going to be the deciding factor, because you're right, the older vote always turns out. They come and things are somewhat deadlocked, and so these younger voters who are new are
Yeah.
probably going to tip the scales one way or the other.
I think you're exactly right,
Yeah.
yes.
And not necessarily vote on party lines. So
Right.
that's what's interesting. So, right, so you have a diverse ethnic base, plus they don't they're not a ticket voter if I'm going all right or all left. So
Yeah.
that's interesting to me.
Another thing you have to be brave about, because here, if your one party's primary is going on, you can't vote in that, even if you're an independent.
Right.
So that's why a
So
lot
you
of
do have
people
to
register
declare.
one way or the other here. But younger voters won't let that stop them.
I've seen my students engage in a very different way from teaching. They're much more aware of what's happening politically and much more involved than I would say in the past.
Yes.
So that's going to be really interesting. They say they're going to go to the polls.
Yeah, will they go?
But
Well,
will they
yeah.
actually go? We'll
I
find
think
out.
they say there is a, what are they saying? They're expecting there to be more vote by mail, obviously, with the younger demographic. And so that'll be very interesting to see. There's been a lot of push to try to get that demographic to vote. So I don't know if it's any particular tactic has worked, or if it's just a matter of, like you're saying, that generation.
A changing political climate, maybe, yeah.
They're
And
more
the feeling
woke.
of power.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of younger people didn't vote because they said, my vote won't do any
not
good
gonna make a
anyway.
difference.
But
Right.
now maybe they're getting the feeling of power, and we can make a difference.
Yeah.
I think so.
And please
Interesting.
do make a difference.
Yes, yes. So you saw those deadlines. October 6th is the last day to register to vote. So if you have not registered already, go for it. What are you waiting for? All right. Well, love might make the world go round, but it can also make you a bit more round. New research shows people in relationships gain an average of 36 pounds from the time they first start dating each other, with 17 of those pounds in the first year alone. Researchers say the love weight is mainly due to dining out more in a new relationship. Second biggest reason we gain more when we're in love, nesting at home with either takeout food or some good old-fashioned home cooking. Researchers say the love weight phenomenon is due chiefly to the uptick in dining out when starting a new relationship. What do we think about this?
I think it's because you're more secure. You
I
know,
would
this
agree.
person's going to like me no matter what, so you just let down your barriers and bring in the takeout.
I am guilty of the first-year marriage 15, I would say, but I would agree. You're comfortable in your relationship, you've gotten to know each other, and you've gotten past maybe the surface level of what maybe I look like.
Yes.
My girlfriend's an excellent cook, so I put on the weight just because I'm eating better now. But I think it's also right. I mean, date night becomes a regular thing and not a sporadic thing. So when you're going out regularly, you're going to eat out more and you're going to put on those pounds.
I mean, have you gone to the gym on a Friday night, you know, like between 5 and 7? It is all attractive single people working out, getting ready for that for a date.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're in the preparation phase.
Yes.
Yes.
The
And then,
wooing.
yes, some of us are in the nesting phase. It's
Exactly,
different.
right?
To me in my sweatpants.
We've already wooed, and so we're now we're just enjoying the hard work that we did to lure in our partner. Well, all right, it is almost October and time to plan out your pumpkin decor. But this year, dog-o'-lanterns are expected to be all the rage. And Summer, as a dog lover, I know that you are going to be interested in this too.
Oh my goodness!
What better way to show love for your pooch than to put him on a pumpkin? Now, of course, this is going to take a little carving creativity and a very sharp X-Acto knife. But these pets look proud of the pumpkins made by their people. Look at this. This takes some skill for sure.
Can you hire someone? This should be a business.
I
Yes, I
know.
bet it is.
Carve your pooch.
Sign me up. I will do it with all 4 of
Oh,
them.
look at that! Oh,
I mean, any
cute.
reason to give tribute to our dogs, of course, but can you imagine how great that, we're getting rid of the traditional just one-tooth smile by a jack-o'-lantern. And
Yeah, we're going with dogs.
I will say, because I am so in love with my dog, our producer Matt did do me a little favor and show me what Lulu might look like if I were to be able to try to carve her. I can,
my
Good.
Carve that,
goodness.
Joey.
Yeah.
I can promise my carving will not look like that, although I will aspire to it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check in with our mid-morning forecast, and when we come back, we're going to learn more about Urbanite Theater's upcoming Playwright Festival.
Easterly wind flow again today brings a few scattered showers from the other coast across the peninsula into our neck of the woods, where they meet our sea breeze and blossom into showers and thunderstorms. A lot of sunshine for you today. We'll have that sunshine, of course, acting to produce not only our sea breeze, but also boost our temperatures once again to above average values. Many places yesterday broke records. I think again today we'll get pretty close to that in some places. For us, we won't touch our record, but we will be above average, coming in the low 90s again today. High pressure expands southward across the region over the course of the next few days, and I think by the weekend perhaps lowers our rain chances a little bit. Today, late day thunderstorms, hot and humid afternoon, and an active tropics, though nothing in the tropics is directly affecting the weather in the state of Florida, even in the long term currently. 30% chance of showers a little bit later this afternoon, decreasing as we head into 7, 8, 9 o'clock to about 20%.
The Urbanite Theater offers very unique, compelling, intimate live theater, and it features fresh new works, rising playwrights, and actor-driven productions. Our two guest hosts today, Summer Wallace and Brendan Reagan, are co-artistic directors. So you've got a playwriting festival coming up.
That's right.
Wow,
do.
this sounds exciting. Tell me about that.
It's exciting. We took submissions from all across the country from female or female identifying playwrights, and we got over just about 100 submissions. They came from new playwrights that maybe were a little bit more experienced, maybe had had some work produced, to some playwrights this is their first play. So we took all of these plays, we had a reading panel, and then from there we selected down to 3 finalists, and those are the 3 plays that we're going to be presenting as part of the Modern Works Festival.
How did you choose the 3 winners?
It was difficult. We had amazing material to choose from, and we put together a group of 6 women who read about 15 plays. We had several meetings with them to talk about the plays, what they meant. Do they think they were ready for a full production? Could they be helped with some development working on the piece? They narrowed it down to about the top 5. And then the Urbanite team kind of looked at each piece and thought what we thought would be best for the patrons coming to see the festival, and playwrights that we thought we could help them develop this piece, and so that it could maybe be produced down the road.
What made these 3 stand out?
I think themes, they're very different stylistically. They're exciting. They'll keep you on the edge of your seat. One of the pieces is a coming out story, but a positive one, which you don't always get very often. And all of the playwrights came from very different backgrounds, and so they're all coming into town this weekend, and so I can't wait to meet them all.
Well, you're going to have some very famous people coming for the panel discussions, I understand.
That's true, yeah. We've got Martina Mayock coming in, who, if you're not a theater crazy like us, just won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama this year.
Oh,
wow.
And is a really exciting new voice in theater today, writing plays that are just so powerful. And so we're really excited. We'll bring her in for a panel discussion. That'll be one of 4 panel discussions. Then we've got some local celebrities too. Linda DeGabriel from the Oslo will be joining us.
Great.
Stephanie Gallart from American Stage. And then for our 4th, we've got a collection of women in technical theater who we don't often see behind the scenes, who are going to give a perspective about working behind the scenes in theater. So it'll be fun, and all those panel discussions are free. You need tickets to reserve your spot, but you can come for free.
And we wanted to celebrate not just female playwrights, but the women behind the arts.
Yeah.
So the community would have an opportunity to find out more about all of the artists that are involved in theater as a whole.
Can you give us a brief synopsis of these 3 plays?
Sure thing, yeah. So The Violet Sisters is one of them. That's about 2 sisters. It takes place in Brooklyn immediately after the Hurricane Sandy, and they are reunited to sort of talk about family issues and settle some things from the past. It's a dark comedy, we would say. Then there's one called The Space in Between, which is your old-fashioned love story, but with a new modern multicultural twist. And then the last play is called Stalking, and that one, as you would suspect, is highly suspenseful. It's about a man who's released from prison after serving a long time for an offense, and as he begins his rehabilitation, things are not as they seem. So 3 very different styles, and it'd be great to see all 3 so you can see really a cross section of what's being written right now by theater artists in America.
What does the playwright get out of this, besides the winner gets $5,000?
That's pretty cool.
good too,
Yeah.
The winner of the festival will get $5,000, but the other 2 finalists will receive an honorarium of $500. And then we're flying 2 of the playwrights in. They're going to be housed. They get the opportunity to have a professional director cast, feedback, and so forth. We're only missing 1 playwright because how dare she? She planned her wedding and her honeymoon during the festival.
Big year for her.
I know, I know. Yeah, so.
Well, what do you hope the community gets out of this?
I hope that the community realizes that this is a really great chance to start a yearly festival where we at Urbanite can be a hub of new work in the country, and that Sarasota can start being the audience that helps us discern what the next great playwright is and what the next great play is. So it's more than just, oh, come see a reading. it's the way we're approaching it is, come help us grow the next generation of great American playwrights. So we hope that this is a yearly festival and then it grows from here, and it's also a really affordable way to go see a night at the theater.
Yeah.
So it's a little less expensive.
Well, we love this role you've cast us into, as this audience is going to be discerning.
Good.
Thank you guys so much. And the Urbanite Modern Works Festival is October 2nd through the 14th. It's in their downtown Sarasota Theater. And for tickets and information, go to urbanitetheater.com. Next, we've got some local celebrities who are on national TV.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. There is no obligation and the book is free. Call or go online right now.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Oh, it is a beautiful morning in downtown Sarasota, and I think we can see Urbanite Theater from there.
Oh,
There you are. We can see your house.
there's a line of people waiting for tickets. I can see it now.
Absolutely. All right, well, it is always exciting when our local friends here on the Suncoast make it to national recognition, and today we're excited to celebrate 3 of them and all 3 people from the Suncoast that have been a big part of our show as well. So starting off for our Food Network fans, Food Network has a new Halloween baking championship, and Chef Lindsay McDonald, who is the executive pastry chef at Jack Dusty at the Ritz-Carlton, Sarasota, is one of the competitors. She is baking for a $25,000 prize against 7 other chefs from around the nation. You can check out the Halloween Baking Championship. It is on Mondays at 9 p.m. And I am happy to say that Chef Lindsay made it through the first round.
All right.
Yes, so she will be on again. And you can see that is one of the guest judges on the show is Carla Hall, formerly from The Chew and now on GMA Day. So it's exciting for us and for Chef Lindsay.
Yes, it is. Well, she does an awesome job.
Yes.
They're going to have a hard time competing with her.
Yeah, if you've ever seen her gingerbread house that is at the Ritz every holiday season, it's incredible what she makes.
And
she
you
is
say,
truly an
how
artist.
can she do that? How can she do that? So-
Yes, I did find out that Halloween style decorating of pastries is really a little more in her passion. She loves to do the holidays and birthdays and stuff, but she really loves Halloween and rarely gets an opportunity.
So this could be a breakout for her.
Yes, I know. And we'll be excited to have her back on the show and find out all of the behind-the-scenes details. Well, from the Food Network to the Travel Channel, you might have seen some familiar faces from Made Restaurant in downtown Sarasota. That's right, Chef Mark, who has appeared on our show many times, and his co-owner Michael were featured on Travel Channel's Food Paradise. Yes, so they sought out Made because of Made's upscale take on comfort food. So they were just on over the weekend.
Oh my goodness.
And Mark was saying this is not only great for the restaurant, of course, but there's Michael and Mark right now, but it is also good for the culinary community in this, on the Suncoast, especially as we're battling some things like red tide and low numbers. So he's hoping that this will, you know, what do they say, the tide rises all boats, that this will be good for all of the restaurants downtown.
That's
so
my favorite way to eat too. You know, comforting classics, but elevated and a little more elegant. So good for me.
Yes, their Sunday brunch is amazing. I mean, I haven't found a meal there I don't like, but their Sunday brunch is amazing with their candied bacon in the Bloody Mary and swordfish Benedict. I have had there once.
Oh,
it's
my,
amazing.
you're making me hungry.
I know, it's really incredible.
So we'll get the relationship 17 by.
There you go. That's probably part of mine. I'll tell you that.
Well, if people come here to eat, they're going to come to the theater. So this will be really good.
This is true. And speaking of, that takes us into our next guest, who is a frequent Suncoast performer, a big favorite, a popular singer, and one of our favorite guest hosts as well, Chantel Norman.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so she will be making her debut tonight on CNN. Very big deal. Anderson Cooper assembled a panel of ladies from the Suncoast and from all over Tampa Bay to discuss current political topics, and Chantel was among the politically diverse panel. She said there were 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, a couple independents, and they'll be debating some current issues from Kavanaugh to other issues. So very exciting.
Oh, she'll be good.
Yes,
Chantel's good at saying what she thinks.
Absolutely. She's wonderful on our show, and I know that Anderson Cooper will be thrilled to have her. And that segment was actually supposed to air last night, but lucky for us, it got moved to tonight, so we have an opportunity to see that. We don't normally send you to another network, but in this case, tonight at 8 p.m. on CNN.
Just watch Chantel.
Yes, and then come back to us. Yes, so
Yeah.
good news for all 3 folks. Great businesses, great personalities, and we're happy to see them getting some national
Wonder why they
recognition.
didn't discover us too.
I know. Well, Lynn and I were saying they've all been on our show, and now they're off to greatness. So your phone's going to start ringing, and we'll still be here. All right. Well, we will still be here. Don't go away. Coming up next, we're going to show how to treat pet anxiety and separation anxiety in our dogs.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing Dermasuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. Dermasuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as Dermasuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the Dermasuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your Dermasuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301. Or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Everybody can make something. because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Dear parents, it's time for a pop quiz. What's the best kind of play for kids? Play that makes us think? Or helps us pretend? Or teaches us rules? Or to be creative? Actually, every kind of play is important because different kinds of play give us different kinds of skills. Help us mix up the ways we play. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play.
Welcome back. It is hard to leave our pets at home when we head off for work or fun, especially when those big eyes look longingly at us as we leave. But sometimes being left really stresses an animal, and they don't know how to cope. Mark Chambord, owner of Canine Corral, is here to help us better handle our pets' separation anxiety. Mark, this is such a real thing that so many dog owners deal with. But before we start talking about ways to help that, you, of course, have boarding, doggy daycare, and you see lots of pets that are thrilled to be away from their owners.
I do. In our daycare, we have a lot of dogs, but they don't necessarily always come in happy to begin with. They too have separation anxiety from their parents as well. And one of the things that we have to do is we have to condition them very slowly, and before you know it, they're dragging their parents into the place.
Exactly, because they learn how fun it is.
Tori, he could not even get through the front door. And now he's like my best friend. He's jumping up. I'm carrying him all the time.
Aww. Well, that's, they like to be there.
That's Ellie. Ellie, same thing. Very scared at first. And this is the product of socialization and training, getting them out and about. This is Taco. Taco, that's the cutest picture I've seen in a long time, who was very afraid. And in the back is Cheyenne, who also was the same way. They generally come in scared. Some are a little bit more fearful than others, and just because it's a new experience. The nice thing about the daycare, there's Noodly and Ellie again, another Ellie. And Noodly, it took 2 months. The white dog, it took 2 months for her to adjust, and now she drags her dad in. This morning she dragged him in. And here we've got Katie, which is again very fearful, very shy, but the daycare has gotten her out of her shell, and even though I still pick her up and love on her, it's only because I love on her, it's not because she's so afraid.
Well, and that's one of the things is that, obviously separation anxieties can be worked with, but we can't always do daycare. Sometimes dogs do have to be left in the home. So tell us why some dogs have such extreme separation anxiety.
It's really unknown as far as the whole cause of it. It is typically or statistically more in rescue dogs, and I think it's because they've been rehomed or their life was a little bit different. It wasn't the fun puppy and stay with the same people all the time.
Fear of abandonment.
Yes, definitely. But it is a behavior issue, and I find that dogs are a part of a pack, so being away from their pack is foreign to them. So we have to condition them to say, hey, this is how it is here, and you're not always going to be with us.
Right, but you still will be okay. So the big thing is how we make them feel that they will be okay. What are some of the symptoms that dogs show when it's not just sad you're leaving, that it's true anxiety? What happens?
Well, I'll tell you, first you have to decide, is it what they're doing, is it a behavior issue because they're not trained, or is it something because they're stressed? Meaning that if they're defecating or urinating, that's part of the stress for separation anxiety, but that could also be part of the...
Well, if we come home and see...
This is Nilla. This is classic Nilla. When I got Nilla, she broke out of her crate. She just couldn't... She couldn't live alone. The same thing. And it's a process of conditioning the dog so that they actually know that it's going to be okay for you to come home. But you can have destruction. And all she wanted to do was be by me in this case. And there she is, all stressed. This was when I got her. It took me about a month to actually. She's not fixed, but it's managed. Right. You can have all. Sometimes the dog will take a shoe and just put it on your bed, and not do anything with it. But that typically means that the dog has been stressed while you're gone.
Right.
Some of them escape, some of them, there's a lot of different reasons what happens, but your blinds are torn up, all that kind of stuff. You want to rule out, is it because it's a young dog and it's bored, or is it just typically stressed?
Okay, so you mentioned some of the causes. It could be a young dog that's bored, because that does happen. What other things do we very unintentionally do that cause anxiety for the
Well,
dogs?
one of the big things right now, kids are going back to school.
Oh, yes.
So all of a sudden, the dog's with the kid, the kids, maybe mom or dad or a teacher, or they're seasonal. Everybody's gone, the house is empty. So they're like, what's going on here?
I'm having that trouble at home.
Sometimes, you know, you want to rule out a medical issue, of course, if there's anything going on with that. But I would say that another issue would be change in family, maybe kid went off to college, that type of thing.
Right, so any type of change can trigger the anxiety.
It could be a retired person that's been with the dog for so long and then decides to go and get a job.
Okay, so there are all sorts of things can kick it off, but you have some things that can actually help it, because we can't stay home all the time, even though we'd like to.
There's a couple things that, and remember, this is managing it. What I've done with Nilla for 1 month, I used the CBD products that I have here, and what I would do is something called, first of all, I would dose her with the CBD, and I would do it on a daily basis.
And it looks like there's a bunch of different products from...
Yes.
Are those treats with CBD in them?
They're treats with it in, which gives her something to do, which you could have, if you leave the house, you could give your dog one of these. Give the dog a job to do when you leave. I would dose her with the CBD, and then I would do something called counter conditioning. I would leave her with a treat or something that's good, and then I would leave, and then I would come back.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, by them, counter conditioning means that you're going to have something that's happy, counteracting something that's stressful.
So you're taking away the bad of leaving by getting pleasure at the same time.
The
that
other
makes
thing
sense.
you want to make sure of is that do short stays, like maybe have her stay and you go into another room, then stay, go outside, then stay, leave for a while. Every time you come back, though, you're not going to be doing this big hurrah. You have to make sure that it's nice and calm, because we cause a lot of times the separation anxiety.
Because we make a big deal about leaving. I'm guilty of that.
And you go, oh-de-do-de-do, I'm so sorry, I have to go, and that type of thing. But really making sure that the dog understands that it's okay for you to come back. And by doing that, it takes a lot of these trips.
So there are things we can do. We hate to leave the pets, they hate us to leave, but you can do it in a way that's better for both of you. To find out more great tips like dealing with separation anxiety, you can find Mark and Canine Corral online at caninecorralsrq.com. We'll be right back.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb. Coming up today at noon, we're going to have the latest on that massive search for a missing autistic boy in North Carolina. Plus, we're going to tell you about a huge job fair that's happening today right here on the Suncoast, plus some tips on how to stand out and get one of those jobs. Right now, though, let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we'll have a day a lot like yesterday with that easterly wind providing us with late afternoon showers and thunderstorms that linger into the evening. Only difference is that we have some slightly drier air that's moved in aloft that will bring us certainly a sunny afternoon, but it also may limit the number of storms that we get. So I've reduced the rain chance from 40% yesterday to 30% today. Still, that easterly wind will bring us the same sort of pattern. That is, the storms build inland and then they drift closer to the coast as they die out in Gulf waters. Daytime high today probably topping out near 92, about 4 or 5 degrees above the average with a 30% rain chance.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated.
She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
This very afternoon, a brand new entertainment and shopping experience will hold its grand opening on the Suncoast. The indoor indie market is on the edge of downtown Sarasota. There'll be more than 25 vendors at the bazaar, and we welcome one of them who has something very unusual to offer. Jillian Lewis, owner of Ibis & Crow Emporium. Welcome, Jillian.
Welcome. It's great to be here.
Well, tell me what you have that's so unusual in your area.
Well, I am their resident psychic. I do tarot card readings there, and because that's just one aspect of myself, a newly developed aspect also was art. I also sell art and a couple other art supplies and tchotchkes like that.
What kind of art? What do you specialize in?
This is technically called sumi-e. It is a Japanese ink painting. It is done with natural hair brushes, and you grind your own ink, and then you do it on rice paper.
Wow.
It is different than a lot of art because, like with watercolor, you can kind of fudge it. With acrylics, you can paint over it. With ink, one stroke and it's on the paper.
It's beautiful though. The cat that we just saw, the one stroke turns into the arm. I mean, it's really beautiful.
That was the big brush, and even the little whiskers on the cat was done, all of that with this brush. When you're an artist, like with acrylics, you're very delicate with your brushes. But with these, you pull them out a little bit. Those whiskers were done with just a little piece of the brush to get just a little bit like that. You mush these brushes down to get different things. It's a wonderful art form.
That's amazing. Do these two talents somehow go together?
Yes. You have to know intuitively what it's going to feel like and know that you have to have the confidence in knowing that it will turn out. Well, most of the time.
Because you can't change your mind with ink, you said.
Thankfully, rice paper is cheap, so when you do make mistakes, they can disappear very quickly.
That's very good. Why did you want to be in this emporium?
It's the most amazing group of people that you have ever met. They are so wonderful, these artists. It's like living in my dream neighborhood.
Oh.
It's the people are happy and vibrant and so alive that you can't not want to be there.
What are some of the things that the other vendors do? There are 25 different vendors in the bazaar. Oh,
And
that's
counting.
a lot. So tell me what some of the others do.
Well, we have awesome signs. There's one woman, she paints these fantastic signs. We have all these incredible artists. We have honey, fresh local honey. That's divine.
Good. And healing.
Oh my goodness. We have food. We have music. There was this gentleman who does these great music last week. We have different people each week. I get to have free concerts. It's incredible. Who wouldn't want to go to work with free concerts?
Yeah.
This is a great idea. And what part of town is it in now?
It's technically
Apricot
edge.
Lime. That's what it says on the sign. Apricot Lime.
You got me.
Well, it's nice for individual artists, I can imagine, to have a physical location to come to, because normally a lot of the people I imagine that you share booths with or are next to could only exist through an Etsy shop, or hopefully people can find them online, and now there's one central location.
And little pop-ups too. And the problem with that, in this heat and humidity, like my rice paper would just wilt in that. In an indoor location, I have electricity.
Those little things you take for granted.
Oh, yes.
Central air.
Central air
Oh my gosh,
conditioning.
yes.
And this is the day, the grand opening.
Incredible. We're having our huge party tonight from 5 to 7. There'll be champagne, there'll be lots of different games and prizes for people, and our door prize is incredible. I want to enter it, but I'm not allowed.
Well, you probably know who's going to win.
Well, see, if I enter it, I know it would be me.
What is the door prize? Can you tell us?
Honestly, there's so many things in it, I don't want to just do it disjustice.
A representation of all of the great vendors. Yes.
It's that, and it's a representation of all of the great businesses in Sarasota also.
Oh, how great.
We have had a lot of people donate to it.
Oh, great.
So a great way to party right here in the middle of the week.
And
This
meet
will be
awesome
great.
people.
So you do readings right there on the spot for people?
Yes, I do. You come into my booth, and I will be happy to do your reading and tell you your future.
How long does it take normally?
20 minutes, although officially it's 15 minutes, but I talk a lot.
How do you know these things? How do you get these ideas?
I think the best way of putting it is I have no filter. And whatever is hitting my brain is what's coming out of my mouth. It's the ultimate in tactlessness. But it's clairaudience is what it's called. So it's not like I see things, it's not like a movie. I hear things more. And it's like all of a sudden I hear a word. I've had to look up the meaning of some of the words I've told people because I'm like, I don't know that word. It's fabulous.
Could you do a reading for us? I know
Let me
this is
think
putting you
about
on the
that.
spot.
Oh, yes, I can.
Great.
Oh, good. Okay, we're
All
ready.
right, so I'm going to pull this card. You know what? This is the card that I pulled.
Yes.
It says that we're going to commercial.
What happens after that?
It says we're coming right back.
Wonderful. Oh, what good news you bring. The grand opening of the Bazaar in Apricot and Lime is today from 5 to 7 in Sarasota Downtown Edge. For more information, go to the BazaarApricotandLime.com. And next, a movie classic returns to a Suncoast theater. We'll tell you where you can see it, and we'll be right back if Jillian's right.
I am.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or Learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us swim! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Well, welcome back. Everyone's gearing up for all the new movies. They're going to be hitting theaters here on the Suncoast. But if you're in the mood to see something that's a little bit more nostalgic, why not take a trip back in time with Cinebistro's latest series? Tonight, and tonight only, you can relive the original 1985 classic Back to the Future at Cinebistro. And good news, tickets are only $10 for the screening. It's one night only. It is at 7 p.m. This is part of their Cine Classics series. So if you can't make it tonight, there are more classics coming up on the way. You can see that Casablanca will be the film in October. There is Say Anything, the romantic John Cusack film. There's tons of other films in there. Linda, as we get closer to the holidays, Sound of Music, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Psycho, and then some Christmas-themed films. It's funny, out of all of those, Psycho is the one that... But a fun thing at Cinebistro, and it is, each one of these classics is only $10. So.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
What a great list.
And to get to see them in the comfort of a movie theater, especially that movie theater, is a nice treat. So
yeah, back on the big screen.
Yeah. All right, so something fun to look forward to. Another fun thing to look forward to. Peak Performance Catering is in the kitchen. We're going to do a healthy take on spaghetti and meatballs.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb. Coming up today at noon, we're going to tell you why Florida was just ranked as one of the worst states in the country to be a teacher, and why doctors say you should get your flu shot even earlier than usual this year. Right now, let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we have the same sort of situation in our forecast again today. That is, with high pressure to our north, we get this easterly wind. The easterly wind picks up showers from the other coast, slings them back in this direction. They hit our sea breeze. They pop up into bigger storms and move out into Gulf waters as they dissipate. Only difference is we have some slightly drier air aloft that may limit the number of storms that we get. So late day thunderstorms once again. Hot and humid afternoon with a daytime high in the upper 80s to low 90s, depending on if you're at the coast or a little bit inland. And everything in the tropics is not bothering the state of Florida currently. 30% rain chance today.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
I'll be right back. Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later. I'll be right back.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
Welcome back. We are in the Rice's Appliance Kitchen with Allison from Peak Performance Catering. And Chef Allison, tell us what we're making.
All right, well, first Brendan's going to start with some gluten-free turkey meatballs.
Because this is a healthy take on spaghetti meatballs.
Right, spaghetti meatballs, we all love it. Sometimes it's too filling and too fatty, so we're doing the low-fat version.
I love it.
But still packed with lots of good flavors and nutrients. So
Perfect.
turkey burger, we have turkey meatballs. So right there you have your turkey, ground turkey. We've got sauce, gluten-free breadcrumbs that are already Italian, and eggs, and so you're gonna put all that in there.
These all go in, right?
All go in.
All right.
You're just gonna start mixing all that up. And I measured it all out for you. It's about a cup of the breadcrumbs, the sauce, 2 eggs, and you've got some seasoning in there. So you're gonna mix that up. And while you do that, we're gonna make a fresh pomodoro sauce. So you can't have sauce without garlic, right? So we get a little olive oil, and we just wanna get this going. Sometimes people don't realize is they keep this on high, and then they might burn the garlic. So we get the we get this on high, and then I'm just gonna lower it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, and then Summer's gonna help me put in the veggies. So this is our, to get more veggies into your sauce. It's a fresh sauce. You're just gonna throw all of this in there.
A lot of veggies, and
Yes,
great ones.
we have
Smells
zucchini,
delicious.
summer squash, mushrooms. So this is again where we're gonna get a lot of the flavor.
That's
And we
great.
just wanna get these veggies sweating. Now for the athletes, we try not to do too much onion or garlic because for their digestion. This is what I call our pre-race pomodoro sauce and spaghetti. You can also do whole wheat pasta as well, but I wanted to show you guys the spaghetti squash. We do this in our family. We went gluten-free many, many years ago. My son was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, so we tried to find other alternative ways to get a really yummy dinner without all the gluten. So that's where we get the gluten-free.
How am I doing over here?
You're doing awesome.
If you're supposed to make a mess, I think I'm nailing it.
Okay, awesome. Messy is good, as
All
long
right,
as it
good.
tastes good. So then we're adding our fresh tomatoes. It's just a fresh crushed tomato. We're getting nice.
It smells delicious.
It does. So this is just going to simmer for a little bit. And then, Summer, if you want to just add some of the Parmesan cheese. So it's veggies. Like I said, this is a fresh sauce. You know, normally if you're making a regular marinara, it's going to cook longer. You're going to start with more ground tomatoes. But we're just using a fresh crushed tomato that
I think these are ready to go, don't you think?
All right, well, those will. So
All
this
right.
is our before, right? So
Yes.
those look beautiful.
Ready
and then
to
I
cook?
would like spray those with a little Pam, and then we'll add some fresh basil.
Oh, you do that. I'm full
Summer,
of
okay.
meat.
So
Basil in
put
here?
the
All right.
basil in there. Okay, over here we have the spaghetti squash. I wanted to show you our before. So this is the raw spaghetti squash. I cut it in half. So right, cleaver works really well.
Okay.
And then you're gonna scrape out the seeds. Okay, and we're gonna put a little bit of olive oil on it, and I made a little spice seasoning in here because again we're the Italian theme, and you know these types of things take on the flavors that we give it. So olive oil, salt, Italian seasoning. Then I wanted to show you here.
I've never
so
done
this
this
is
before.
afterwards. So this is how it becomes the spaghetti.
So after you bake it is when, and it just pulls off.
Right, so you're gonna put
so
it in.
easy.
You're gonna put it in a 350-degree oven for about a half an hour. And then when it comes, you know when it's done, when it just comes easily off.
Oh, it's so easy too.
And it really is good. I don't know. I don't really miss the pasta too much. I mean,
Sometimes
I love
it's
pasta,
just a
but
vessel for the sauce.
Yeah.
You know, there are times where I miss, you know, I want the flavor of pasta, the taste, but otherwise it's more about moving the sauce for me.
Yes.
So your athletes even notice the difference?
Well, they do in the long run because it, you know, carbs. You need carbs to fuel you for energy, right? But these are going to break down a lot quicker in your system. So you're still going to feel full, but you're not going to feel weighed down.
Well, let's start
right?
plating as we're coming up on our last 45
so let's get
seconds.
some.
This looks incredible. And again,
All right.
of course, Chef Allison is feeding the athletes that come to the Suncoast with Peak Performance Catering. And even if we're not athletes, we can still try to eat like them. And it's nice to see we don't have to sacrifice taste or flavor.
Here,
Great.
Let's
pass this down. Since,
to our
Summer
guests.
All right,
and
so these are
Brendan
the
worked so hard.
the turkey meatballs.
Here you
that
go, Linda.
made.
We'll get a clean hand over here. Great,
you can
fantastic.
top it
You
with a
can
little
find
bit of,
more, of course, by visiting
Oh,
Peak
yeah.
Performance
Yes.
Catering.
Good
Brendan
drawing,
and
sir.
Summer, thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Don't miss everything great happening at Urbanite Theater in downtown Sarasota. And don't miss the Suncoast view. We'll see you tomorrow.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.